Hi everyone, it's Sam, NFTstatistics, and this is your Proof Daily NFT Countdown. A couple quick announcements today. The first is that I will not be able to do the show tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling. My wife has to get surgery and I'm going with her. I am sorry for that. You know I love doing this show every day. And secondly, like the video. You know, we always tell you that at the end, but I'm going to tell you at the front now. If you like the videos, if you like what we're doing, give us a like on the YouTube. We appreciate that. Let's get right to it, though. A lot to talk about today. Going to talk about this ferocious drop with Adidas coming up, OnChainMonkey dimensionals, and then a few other kind of interesting sales that happened. Starting off, though, with a quick market overview. Volumes were up a small bit, as were unique buyers. One chart I wanted to show was this is royalties on Blur, and you can see that, you know, they've gone down a lot as volumes have gone down, but they've gone down even more recently, even though volumes have not gone down. And that's because so much of their volume has moved to the Blend wallet. When you sell from the Blend wallet, you pay 0% royalties. Large cap index down again. Had a little bit of strength in Pudgy Penguins, Captains, Cool Cats, but some weakness in Doodles, the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem, as well as World of Women. Mid cap index basically flat. Now, I talked about the FAF mystery wallet yesterday that has done a ton of buying. Since that show, that wallet added 423 ETH to the wallet and continued to buy. You can see we're now up to about 4,400 ETH of net purchases and something like 4,200 ETH of net purchases just in the past week. This wallet is very heavy Bored Ape Yacht Club. You can see that of the 143 Bored Ape Yacht Clubs that have been dumped into bids, this wallet has swept up 61 of them, so something like 44%. Also a lot of DeGods, Moonbirds, Pudgy Penguins, Mutant Ape Yacht Clubs. You know, it'd be interesting. You know, we don't know. Is this wallet going to hold for a long time? Like, that's what they've kind of shown till now, or are they eventually going to dump? You know, it does create a little bit of a risk and an overhang. Other thing I want to talk about was Boring Punks. Boring Punks basically just a derivative of CryptoPunks, hand-drawn traits, kind of mapped onto every single CryptoPunk. And this project has just been completely on fire, minted less than 24 hours ago at below 0.01 ETH. And we see a floor already of 0.16 ETH. And here you can see there are also a lot of grail sales. It's not just the red line, which is basically the median, but where the floor is. There have also been some higher tier sales. Not too uncommon for punks, but pretty interesting to see as this is just a drawing derivative of CryptoPunks. Another thing that's interesting is that this project has already done more than 13,000 trades. The CryptoPunks contract, so not including Rat Punks, but the CryptoPunks contract in 6 years has done only 24,500 trades. This in less than 16 hours has already done 13,000 plus trades. So just kind of speaks to just the massive amount of volumes we get right away on Blur, and just kind of in kind of the current high frequency trading environment, more than, you know, that's more trades than there are total Boring Punks. In terms of the top sales, one has gone for 2.9 ETH. This is an alien, we know the most rare. Another alien for 2.8, a zombie hoodie for 2.7, and then an ape, the highest ape, for 2.5 ETH. Now, we've seen things like this before. Fubar from Delegate Cash created a project more than 2 years ago called HD Punks. You know, I think it's even cooler animation illustration, but just kind of like this concept of derivatives of punks we have seen before, just never with this turbocharge that we have with Blur right now. So my personal view, my personal thoughts is, you know, having owned punks for a long time, these things come and go. So just be careful if you're buying them. If you love the art, if you're willing to hold it forever, go ahead, but be careful. They tend to come and go pretty quickly. In terms of art projects, we had a little bit of volume yesterday. 3 projects did more than 10 ETH of volume, kind of capitalized by a big Fidenza sale. Let's have a quick look. Fidenza sold for 130 ETH. There's a fuzzy squiggle in the upper right, which sold for 12.5 ETH. We have an archetype for 10.8 in the lower left, and then a life in West America for about 4.3 ETH. You know, this is a brain drop, not an art, a brain drop, not a art blocks, but still cool to see that floor has kind of crept a little bit higher over time. In terms of where was that big art block sale, it looks like it was Alexis Ohanian who made that purchase of Reddit fame, very active in the NFT ecosystem. So congrats to him. Very cool Fidenza that he bought. Second story to talk about, Ferocious with Adidas. Let's have a quick look here. Ferocious tweeted, "I am so excited to announce my first collaboration with Adidas. This is a dream come true. Some of my first time ever painting were on Adidas shoes when I was little. So creating this sneaker has really been surreal. Very cool. Congrats to FEWO. Here you can see this is from the website, a picture of what it looks like. A bit of the details. There'll be 4,500 mint passes, and they're going for anywhere from 0.2 to 0.25 ETH. If you want to get those 0.2 in early access, basically you have to hold certain NFTs. You got to check out the website. I think a FEWO paint gets you that 0.2 ETH early access, overall raising about $1.6 million from these passes. Now, these passes can be redeemed for sneakers on a later date. And when you redeem it, the NFT will become a digital twin of the sneaker, which you can use in FEWO World and Alts by Adidas, so other kind of metaverse type universes. The mint is on June 22nd, and then you will be able to redeem it on August 23rd, and September 23rd is when the sneakers start shipping. Here's a model with those sneakers on, so pretty cool stuff. Congrats to FEWO. If you are interested, again, that's coming in about a week. Third thing I want to talk about, dimensions on OCM, OnChainMonkey. This is OnChainMonkey has just always kind of been at the forefront, just kind of a tech related to NFTs. Their NFTs on Ethereum are fully on-chain, and we're one of the first fully on-chain projects. And now they're, of course, one of the first to get involved in Ordinals. Here's a tweet from OnChainMonkey, and this is back from April when they initially announced that this was upcoming. The mint is now going to be tomorrow. They said they're launching their newest collection, OCM Dimensions, a groundbreaking collection of high-end generative art on Bitcoin, first of its kind, fusing art, technology, and innovation. Here's a bit of a glimpse of the art. These are actually pulled from the banners that OnChainMonkey created that people can use on, it's a very loyal community that people in the community can use as banners, but you still get a feel for the look and feel of the art, 3D, animated, motion, all will be on these Bitcoin Ordinals. Now, a bit about this project. Now, Danny, who is the founder of OnChainMonkey, wrote a long Medium post, and I recommend go check that out. It kind of gives you a feel for why he is excited about this, why he's excited about Ordinals. They use processes like recursion on Bitcoin, which is basically drawing from the code on other ordinals to make your new ordinal and your new inscription a lot more efficient. Parent-child collection, which is a way to connect each of the inscriptions, each of the ordinals with the overall dimensions collection. So it says basically on chain that is part of that collection. They use very efficient use of space because of this, less than 1 kilobyte per ordinal. Also, the first 300 are inscribed on 100 consecutive Satoshis. Basically, those numbers of the Satoshis, the last 3 numbers will correspond with the numbers of their dimensions. Danny and the team are very proud of this and think it does make it very unique. The first 300 are all inscribed from a day 3 block from January 2009, block 78. So again, with this kind of ordinal world, there's a premium on some of the earliest Satoshis, the earliest blocks that were ever used on Bitcoin. Because of kind of the efficient use of technology that they have here, the art is high definition, 3D, animated, interactive. You can show it on an 8K display, no problem. There's a randomness aspect to it. And as for price, let's get to price. The price is 0.08 Bitcoin, 1.2 ETH. And the ones who are going to get to mint are basically OnChainMonkey holders who want to draw. So you have to have won the right to do this mint for 1.2 ETH. I just gave you a whole lot about the tech behind it. I understand some of it, not all of it, but certainly worth going and checking out Danny's Medium post if you're interested in this. Here's an 8K screen, and it shows that the art still shows up very well on an 8K screen. The other thing that Danny said is he says, that there's limited Bitcoin space. So you have to be very, very efficient with it. And he says the way that they did dimensions was trying to make it like a skyscraper is for a city, but building as much into a small piece of land as you possibly can. And you can see that in this imagery, how he's thinking about it like that. Now, the OnChainMonkey price has done well. I think there's a lot of excitement in the community. You can see that floor price up above 2 ETH. So congrats to holders there, and congrats to Danny and the team for what they've been up to. A bunch of notable sales to talk about. First, an XCOPY 5 Eyes. This was an auction that happened on Fractional, and it went for 137 ETH. This is a 1-of-1 by XCOPY. Now, if you look at the previous XCOPY 1-of-1 sales, you can see we've been at 196, 355, 235, and 206.9. So this is very much at the low end of the range. There was a Sotheby's sale, but that was more of a 1-of-6, and even that was above, I believe, or around where this 5 Eyes piece sold. So overall, a really low sale. Perhaps would have been higher on super rare. Who knows? But overall, congrats to the buyer there. Pretty nice snag and pretty nice piece to add to your collection. An Ordinal Maxi biz. We talked about this last week. So for 2.88 Bitcoin, that's 43 ETH. That floor is just under 3 Bitcoin right now. There were a bunch of Bored Ape Yacht Club sales, as always, but a couple that weren't dumped into bids, that were people reaching for prices a little bit higher. You have this Admiral's jacket, 3D glasses, Bored Ape sold for 58 ETH, and a pretty clean 4-trait, you know, that green background. Not a whole lot going on here. Bored mouth, kind of sad eyes. This sold for 55 ETH. In the past, I think this was one of the cleaner 4-trait apes you're going to see. So I don't know. I think a 55 ETH is a little bit low for where we've seen 4T traits, but nothing surprising given how much grails have started to fall. A Mythic helmet DeGods sold for 50 ETH. There have been 4 Mythic helmet DeGods sales since they moved over to ETH, all kind of in this 49 to 55 ETH range. So this is right in the middle there. I believe there are only 31 DeGods with the Mythic helmet. So interesting sale there. Politics is BS by Beeple. This is a 1 of 100 sold for 17 WETH. Now, if you look at the previous sales, and I put this kind of strip of sale prices on the right, you can see this is very low for where this edition has been selling. In the past, we've seen kind of recent sales, we've seen sales in that 50 to 70 ETH range for this piece. You really have to go back a couple years since there's been a sale at this price. So a little bit on the low end, but still 17 ETH for a 1 of 100, nothing to really scoff at in this market. And then one new artist I wanted to talk about. There really have not been a ton of super rare sales. I think there were like 4 or 5 yesterday, but this piece, Virtual Boy by Canyon Castator, sorry, Canyon, if I pronounced that wrong, but sold for 4 ETH, really kind of a play on this kind of VR new world theme here. Now, Canyon has had a bunch of sales in the 5 to 10 ETH range. Here you can see what 4 of them look like, and a little bit about Canyon. Born in 1989 in Houston, he makes paintings and digital paintings that satirically address our society reality, bringing together an exuberant blend of figures culled from the internet, media, politics, and personal experience. His world is hyperbolic, saturated with dissonant characters, knowing symbolism and distorted narratives. And I think that plays in with the look and feel of a lot of these pieces. That is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. As I said in the beginning, like it if you can. We always do appreciate that. Give us a comment. Tell us what you think. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back on Friday. Gonna miss tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday and the vast majority of weekdays with more shows. Have a great couple of days, and we'll talk to you soon.